Okay, um, this will be part two. Shouldn't be too long. Most of this is going to be done off camera. In part one, we made most of the parts we needed. We do need a few little pieces of pipe, so forth and so on. So this morning, what I'm going to do is, first of all, I thought I was going to try to solder all this together with soft solder, but that didn't work. And I kind of knew it was going to be a problem because I didn't want to get into silver soldering it. So, but what actually needs to be done is parts of it need to be silver soldered and parts of it soft soldered because um, as soon as you try to solder one thing, the whole chamber, the whole tank warms up, and then you lose your previous solder connection. So that doesn't work very well. Um, in fact, I tried to solder the cap on, but so then I had to clean it up, and but I got it cleaned up pretty good. So it looks nice, and I'm going to put that on with 256 screws. Now the reason I was thinking about soldering it because the 256 screws, even the ones with the cheese heads on them, they're going to hang out over the edge just a hair. So I didn't want that to happen. Uh, Actually, my drawing called for a 3/16 wall thickness on the tank, and I made it an 8 because that's what I'd previously thought in my mind. But I realized when I made the drawing that I actually should have made it thicker. But then I didn't follow the drawing, so there you go. Anyway, with that, I'm gonna put this on here temporarily somehow. Maybe use some Loctite and then heat it later and take it off. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to mount it in the 4-jaw chuck. Now what I did off camera, by the way, is I soldered these two little legs on. They're just soft soldered on. And I drilled a hole in the top here. I don't know if you can see that. I drilled a hole here in the top and put a 1/8-inch pipe. That's a 1/8-inch pipe thread I put in there. And this is just a let me just take this out. This is a standard close nipple 1/8-inch pipe. So MPT, right? Just a standard close nipple. And they're about $2 at Home Depot. And then this is a standard cap. And it kind of fits tight. So I don't know, it got like a... Anyway, that's that. And so all I did was off camera is I drilled a hole in here 21/64, which is a standard tab drill for 1/8-inch pipe thread, and I put that in there. And so what we'll do is we'll put some Loctite or something on that so the cap will come on and off without this loosening up. So that's that. The only other thing that I still got this in view here. So I'm going to put this in the lathe and dial in the 4-jaw. So I can dial in this cap. And then I'm going to put this on the rotary table and drill and tap the 8 screw holes that I need to put in there. One problem I had that I realized early on, I kept trying to think, how I was going to do this in what order. And the only thing I thought would make it easy would be to put the legs on first. That way I can line this up and the pipe that comes out the front and everything else. So that's what I did, but it makes it a little bit awkward. But that's it. I'm going to put it in the lathe now, and I'm going to get this dialed in and then take it over to the mill on the rotary table, and I'm going to put the 8 screws in. So we'll show a couple little pieces of that when we get to those areas. And also we're going to make a couple little pieces of pipe to go in the other end. So and those will be 1/16 pipe thread instead of 1/8. This 1/8, those will be 1/16. So basically they'll be about a 1/4 of an inch pipe that extends out 1 inch, and anyway, I'll be able to take the cap off anyway, and actually I think that's probably a good thing. I just didn't want to have to deal with making a gasket for it and all that. So with that, I'll bring you back, but that's where we're at on this project, and so we're going to move ahead on it today and see if we can get some more of it completed. Bring you back. Okay, I'm set up on the mill, and so we'll just put a little tidbit here. So we're set up with a rotary table, and we're set up to do 8 divisions here, and so we're just going around. My first pass was to drill the clearance hole. Okay. That was like a number 43 drill, and the next pass around is going to drill the tap hole. That's a number 50 drill. So we're just going to proceed here for a few minutes. I'm almost done, about half done. So with the tap drill, so with a little bit more to go, and we'll have all the holes drilled for the end cap. All that's left to do is run the 256 tap down into the tank and prepare it for 8 256 screws. Nothing fancy, so it's a pretty routine situation. So I'm running the drill down in there about 350,000, so we got plenty of room to tap. I got a bottom tap if I need, so either way, we're good. I have some 1/4" screws, and I have some 3/16 cap screws, 3/16 length cap screws. So I don't know which. The cheese head screws will have a smaller head, so the head's going to hang over a little bit, so that'll be all right, I think. So here we go. We're going to finish up here. I think I've moved it here. So well, that hole's already drilled. Okay. So that should conclude the clearance hole and the cap drill hole. Got it done. I think we're done with this setup. I got so much stuff laying here on the bench, I don't know where I'm at here. We're done with that drill. Well, let's get that out of there. Hopefully you don't lose it. There we go. You drop that little thing and you never find it again. Okay. Okay, and I've one more little tidbit here. So I guess, what did I do with it? I just picked it up here and now I've lost it. Oh well. Find something else here. Just, there it is. Oh, let's see if we can get this off here. Looks like my, I dialed it in pretty close. We're pretty close. I just eyeballed where they go. I see I'm a little bit off, but it won't matter. It won't matter. I just, nobody notice it. So there we go. There's all our holes. I put this on with permanent Loctite, so I got to heat it. I got to heat this up pretty hot to get it off. It looks beautiful. Looks like it's going to work out. I'll probably use the cheese head screws to do that. So with that, I'll just I'll bring it back when we get ready to. We'll get set up. We'll get set up on the mill over there on the other mill, and we'll get ready to drill and tap the hole for the pipe, the pipe that the wick goes through. The horizontal pipe, we'll drill and tap that with a pipe thread, 1/16 inch pipe thread. So it's about a 1/4 inch pipe, something like that. Okay, with that I'll bring you back. Okay, I'm back here. So that thing, that went pretty quick. You know, we got the 8 screws put in there. Maybe took me less than 30 minutes for sure, not too much time. All the holes tapped out just fine. I put a 256 by 1/4 inch length screws in there, and actually they don't hang over too much, if at all. Actually they're almost just flush. So actually worked out okay. Okay, I'll bring you back when we get ready to do the horizontal pipe coming out of the barrel. Okay, I don't remember where we left off here, but I'm back again, and we've done a little bit more work on this, although we don't have it operational yet. So I'm just going to give you a quick overview of what I've done. I think on the last segment of this video, we had the legs on here, we had the end cap on. We had this little spout on. I think the only thing we had left to do is this little bit of pipe work out here. So I did that off camera, but it's basically pretty simple. Just a piece of, I just made a piece of brass rod, the right diameter, put a 1/16 inch pipe thread on it, and put a pipe thread into the bottom of this tank here. So that's it. I made a transition piece here. Okay, and let's see if we can take this out of here. Oh, make it a little clearer, I suppose. So you can see that, just a 1/16 inch pipe in there. That's it. Right at the came out right at the bottom of the tank, and so we can take all this apart and get the wick in. That's what I wanted to make sure we were able to do. This is just a small piece of pipe here, threaded to go into the tank, and it's soldered into this transition piece, just soft soldered in here. So all this transition piece is just a 1/2 by 1/2 by 1/2 transition piece. That's all it is. This is soldered into it, and this portion here where the wick comes out it's threaded in here. That's just a 3/8 standard thread with an O-ring here. Okay, I didn't have a proper O-ring, but I did check it. Nothing leaks. I don't have any sealant on anything, just the pipe thread. So there's no pressure on this. You know, just fill it full of alcohol, and like I say, there's no pressure. So the pipe thread seemed to seal everything up just fine. I don't need any RTV or pipe dope or Teflon or anything else to seal it up. So that's it. Pretty simple. So what I'm gonna do now, off camera, is I'm gonna put the wick in. Okay. Now this portion right here is threaded in here, so I'm gonna take that out, and I've got a pretty good size hole through this pipe here. But this pipe, the hole is just big enough for the wick. Okay. Let me see if I can. I have a wick here. I got a piece of material for a wick. It was a spare wick for this alcohol burner. It's been sitting around the shop for years. But anyway, that's what I'm going to use. And another thing I'm going to do, and I found out with this alcohol burner, I'm going to make a cap that fits nice and tight over this little pipe here. That way, because otherwise the alcohol will evaporate just from the wick. That's what happens here. But if I got that cap on there, the evaporation doesn't happen. So that's very helpful. Anyway, with that, I'll bring you back. And hopefully when I bring you back, I'm going to put the wick in here, put some alcohol in here, and see if I can make, well, you can't see that. Hang on. Oh, I've got the engine here, so I'm gonna just sit that here. Probably it's not gonna be very steady, but I'm gonna set it here and see if I can get the engine to run off of it. Okay. And I've tried to calculate the height of this piece of pipe, so we're about in the right place with this little tank, you know, sitting right here. You know, so just like so. So anyway, with that, I'll bring you back. Oh, one more thing. Off camera, I decided I put a couple flathead screws in the bottom here, okay, to hold those legs on, because right now this is on here with Loctite, so it's not going to come off right now. But if I want to take this off, I'm going to have to heat it. So I don't want these legs falling off when I do that. So other than that, that's about it. That's all I've done off camera, okay? So I'll bring you back as soon as I get this wick threaded in there, which shouldn't be any problem at all. So I've got enough transition points here to be able to get that in easily. So I'll bring you back in a few. Okay, that only took about 5 minutes to thread the wick in there, so that worked really good. I was happy that worked. I was a little bit afraid that I wasn't going to be able to thread the wick in there too easily. But the way I've got it so it comes apart, it threads in there very nicely. A lot of whatever's wrong now with the burner is a little bit high. But what I want to do is I want to set it into the base a little bit, maybe 1/8 of an inch or something, so it can't move around. So because the engine starts running faster, then there's some vibration that takes place. So Actually, it's going to work out just fine. So that's it. That kind of completes this project for right now. I may do something with the filler piece of tubing that's up there at the filler. I may do something with that. So anyway, it's cold out here, so the engine just stopped for some reason. So anyway, I'll call off now, and this will be the final wrap on this little alcohol burner project. Okay, let me grab it here. Well, there it is. Let's see here if I can zoom out here a little bit. Well, there it is. Nice flame. Nice looking. I think it'll look good. And it does come apart. So, but it's actually, I cleaned it out really good with air and some alcohol. So I can. So anyway, with that, I'll call off, okay? That'll be a wrap on this project. Thanks for watching. Talk to you later. Bye.